Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on the second Maiden's tragedy, and we get to hear from Govianus again today in Act 4, Scene 4. So this is a bit disturbing. If you need to tune out, that's totally fine. So what has happened? After Lady died, Govianus had her interred in a cathedral near his father because that was the honorable thing to do. But then the tyrant king broke in with a couple soldiers and they stole her body and closed up the tomb again. And one of the soldiers is like, well, this is kind of mean to other people that come to mourn her because they'll be mourning to an empty tomb. But the tyrant king was so distraught by her passing that he still had to have her, so he took her body and he just plans to keep it for a while. So Act 4, Scene 4, Govianus shows up to her tomb to be there, to grieve, to talk to her. You know, the way you go visit people at the cemetery, that's what he's doing. And he starts out, just saying that he's grieving an awful lot for this and he misses her. And then he has his page sing a song, which he does really well. And he's like, yes, I will take care of you. That was a great song, blah, 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 but can I have a minute? And the page leaves and he goes back to mourn some more. But then the voice of Lady says, I'm not here. And Govianus says, what's that? Who is not here? I'm forced to question it. Some idle sounds the beaten vaults send forth? And then there's all these tech effects that make the top fly off the tomb, and Lady shows up and she's all in white, covered in jewels with a crucifix and everything like that. And then he continues, mercy, look to me. Faith, I fly to thee. Keep a strong watch about me. Now thy friendship. Never came astonishment and fear so pleasing to mankind. I take delight to have my breast shake and my hair stand stiff. If this be horror, let it never die. Came all the pains of hell in that shape to me, I should endure 'em smiling. Keep me still in terror, I beseech thee. I'd not change this fever for felicity of man, or all the pleasures of 10,000 ages. So, the first couple lines, he's like, who said that? Who said that they're not here? And then he starts to hear some rumbling. And here's where the tech people on the show get to really have fun, because this is a big moment. There's rumbling, there's clattering, all sorts of noises. The lid of the monument or the tombstone flies off, and then all of a sudden there's a light and Lady appears, and she's supposed to be wearing all white, covered in jewels, with a crucifix on her chest, sort of the way that she was when she was buried and or when her body was carried away by the tyrant king. And the last bit of this monologue, the second half of it, is him reveling in the fact that he gets to see Lady again. Even though she's dead, he's like, I've never been so grateful for being so terrified. If this is what fear and horror is, I will happily dwell here forever because I get to see her. He's like, if the devil wanted to trick me, if all the demons from hell wanted to trick me, this is exactly the form that they should have taken in order to do that, because I will do whatever she says, whatever says here, just as long as we get to remain together. This is it. This is all that I want, is to see her again and remain with her forever. She says that she's happy to see him too, but her body isn't there anymore. And he looks in the tomb and he's like, oh my goodness, you're gone. Like, where are you? And she's like, the tyrant king took me and he's keeping me in his court. And sometimes he'll hold me in his arms, and sometimes he kisses my lips, and sometimes he cries because I'm so pale. And I'm the right to rest after death has been stolen from me. And Govianus is just mortified at this. He's like, I can't even, how could he do that? And this is so terrible, and how awful that you don't get to rest. He's like, I will avenge this. And she starts to go away, and he's like, please don't leave. And she's like, farewell. And she disappears, and he's like, I kind of can't wait to die because then I get to be with her again. But I need to take care of this thing with the tyrant king first, but first I'm going to go see my brother and get his advice. Because yes, these two plot lines that we've been following with Govianus and Lady and the Tyrant King, and Selmus and his wife and Votarius, and Selmus and Govianus are brothers. So that's what ties all of that together. So he's like, I'm going to go see my brother and get his advice. And then I need to get back at this tyrant king. I need to get Lady and put her back in her tomb so that she can have a restful afterlife. And that's the end of Act 4, Scene 4. So we've got 2 more scenes to get through. You remember a couple monologues ago I said there were only a couple of monologues to go? Well, I lied. There's more than that. We're going to be working on this for a smidge more because there's still a lot to get through and a lot to unpack in this play. So if you're still here, come on back for more tomorrow. I'll see you then. Mwah.